Kirkes, Chiesa and McAllister drop to the bench with Bradley, Robertson and Szoboszlai coming in. 4 changes for the side from Ellen Road. Roden, Boyle, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Okafor dropping out. Roden actually out of the squad fully for injury reasons. The other 3 make the bench. Bornau comes in for his first Premier League appearance. Justin, Gruev and Lucas Mecha making up the 11. So I'll go through the full teams with you in what promises to be a really enthralling encounter this evening. One that I'm really looking forward to. So Liverpool are going to play their traditional 4-2-3-1 under Arne Slot. It will be Alisson in goal with a back 4 of Bradley, Canate, Van Dijk and Robertson. Gravenberch and Jones the 2 holders. Frimpong with a more advanced position on the right hand side this evening. Wirtz out on the left with Szoboszlai in behind Hugo Ekitike. Leeds will continue with this 3-5-2 formation that Daniel Farke has gone to since that game away at Man City in the second half and has seen a massive upturn in form for them. Lucas Perry in goal with a back 3 of Bornau, Bijol and Strauch. 5 across the midfield with Justin, Gruev, Ampadu, Stack and Gudmundsson. And the 2 up top this evening, Brendan Aronson and Lucas Mecha. So both teams are out. The formalities of the handshakes have taken place. And we are very close to being underway under the lights here at Anfield for the first Premier League fixtures of 2026. There is one other game also kicking off at 5:30. And I'll keep you up to date with the goals in that, if there are any. So Leeds are going to be kicking from left to right towards the Kop in the first half. They do have kick-off. And our match official gets us underway. And the ball goes straight back to Lucas Perry, all in light blue this evening. He strikes it long up towards Mecha, but Liverpool do win the first header. But then Pascal Strauch will let that run out of play, and that'll be a throw into the away side on the halfway line, over on the far side. And Gudmundsson, who's over there, is going to grab the ball straight away and eke out as many yards as he can coming forward down the line. Ball still in hand. Throws it for Aronson to chase, and Frimpong allows that to bounce, and that's going to roll out of play, and that'll be a goal kick for the home side. Alisson in all light green with bright yellow boots just places the ball down and allows Virgil van Dijk to take that short to Alisson himself, and he will find Canate, hooks it up the line, but Ampadu will cut that out and Leeds will win possession in the Liverpool half. Gudmundsson on the left hand side getting towards the byline is brought down by Connor Bradley, and that'll be a free kick right in the corner for Leeds. Good positive run from Gudmundsson, and looked like he was running out of room, and Bradley took the bait and brought him down. So it will be a free kick just almost 1 yard outside the corner quadrant. And Liverpool have got the worst record in terms of goals conceded this season from set pieces, and they will be tested early by this Leeds side. So Anton Stack over on the right hand side, both arms in the air, step forward, swings it in towards the keeper who can punch it away unopposed. Probably could have claimed that. Leeds would do their best to try and wrestle it back into the box, but it's broken to Szoboszlai on this left hand side. He clips the ball over the Leeds attackers, and that will allow Connor Bradley to bring it away on the right. His pass up to Frimpong, just over halfway. Frimpong gives it back to the Northern Irish international, and Liverpool will come from right to left. Robertson to Curtis Jones, just inside the Leeds half. Leeds with everyone back behind the ball and going to make things difficult, dropping into a back 5 and then a midfield 4 with just leaving Mecha up top on his own when they're out of possession. But good press from Leeds, and Virgil van Dijk is caught on the ball and that'll be stolen away. Aronson finds Mecha on the left hand side, tries to play a ball down the line to Gudmundsson, but Liverpool do manage to get themselves back. Good press from Leeds there, just caught Virgil van Dijk unawares. didn't have as much time on the ball as he thought. So 3 minutes gone at Anfield, still goalless, but already both sides looking like they're going to get the ball down and play some football. Long ball forward from Bijol to Aronson, and it's just going to come off of Conor Bradley and back into the hands of Alisson. Alisson will roll that out to Konate, and Liverpool will get themselves back underway. So obviously the 1st of January this afternoon. These teams only faced each other on the 6th of December, so they'll know each other pretty well as Wirtz picks it up on the left hand side, finds Ekitike, who can spin towards the box. He's got Gruev sliding in, but he managed to get the ball out to Szoboszlai, and Liverpool just outside the area now with Frimpong on the right hand side. Comes in on his left foot, but then passes to Szoboszlai. Stolen away by Leeds, and they'll try and break. So Nemecha brings it into the centre circle. He's got Stack on the outside of him on the right, who he uses. Stack puts the ball in towards the back post. It's just going to go too far, and Gruev can pick up the second ball. He finds Aronson, who goes into the corner of the box. Back out to Gruev, one touch, and shifts it to Gudmundsson, who then gives it back to the Bulgarian. Down the line to Gudmundsson, who swings the ball in, and that'll be the first corner of the evening. Ibrahima Konate can only thump that into the cop. And fluid football from the men from Yorkshire. Lovely triangles, and then a good ball in from Gudmundsson. And Konate can only right-footed put it behind for a corner. So over on the far side it will be Anton Stack, the set-piece specialist for Leeds. The German to go over and take. Couple of players inside the 6-yard box, the rest around the penalty spot. Ball comes in, swung in towards the edge of the area and cleared away, but returned by Leeds, and it'll be Sebastian Bornau who picks it up, and he plays the ball across, and that'll be a second corner in as many moments for Leeds United, this time on this near side. Sebastian Bornau making his first Premier League start after signing from Wolfsburg. Probably didn't expect to find himself on the byline in the first 5 minutes of the game. Has had a few minutes against Liverpool and Chelsea, coming on as a sub, but his first Premier League start as Florian Wirtz is just trying to fish something out of his eye. So this corner on the near side. Stack again to take. It'll be an outswinger this time, and it comes deep towards the back post. It's a free header from Bijol, and it's been not a lot of power on it. Will bounce into the arms of Aronson. But again, warning signs for Liverpool. Terrible record for them in conceding goals from set pieces. 12 already this season. And that will be a worry that he had a free header there. Leeds will always have a good delivery through Anton Stack, so one to watch this evening. Bradley with the ball inside the Leeds half on the right hand side. Plays a 1-2 with Frimpong. And then a lovely back heel into Frimpong, who's playing that more advanced role. Gets to the byline, clips it in. It's cleared away by Stack, but only as far as Gravenberch, whose shot is blocked up in the air. Liverpool will try and return it, but Aronson can head it away. Liverpool pick it up inside the centre circle with Van Dijk, who finds Robertson on the left-hand side, midway inside the Leeds half. He finds Wirtz. Wirtz plays a 1-2 with Ekitike. Ekitike with some neat footwork gets to the edge of the box and breaks into the box, and Bornau can stick a foot in and clear it away through Stack. Stack and Gruev play Leeds out of trouble, but then Mecha puts it back to Strauch, who's under a bit of pressure here. And then Leeds, with some fluid football, get themselves out of trouble. And they win themselves a throw on the left-hand side. Daniel Farke switched to this 3-5-2 formation at half-time at Man City at the end of November. They ended up losing that game 3-2, but came back from 2-0 down. It was that last-minute Phil Foden strike that won the game. But since then, Leeds have been using this formation and have improved on their results dramatically. Unbeaten in the last 5. So Leeds still in possession. It's Gruev just on the halfway line. He trades passes with Aronson, who's playing that more advanced role this evening. in the absence of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Ball into Mechu, tries to play it first time to Aronson, but Liverpool can only clear it long, and ball now with Chase. Back to Perry. Plays the ball into Ampadu, who scored that goal against Crystal Palace, his first for the club in the Premier League. Aronson on halfway. Leeds seeing an awful lot of the ball in this first half. First eight and a half minutes. Beale trades passes on the halfway line with Gruev. Liverpool just sitting in behind the ball. If you are just joining us and hearing the team news, Dominic Calvert-Lewin left on the bench after scoring 7 in the last 6 for Leeds. Daniel Farke saying that he has to look after him. We all know his recent record of years has been difficult. He's in red hot form, but it's important I look after him. And sometimes head needs to win over the heart. Leeds got an absolutely massive game on Sunday at home to fierce rivals Manchester United, so potentially one eye on that game from Daniel Farke. Liverpool steal the ball on halfway with Florian Wirtz. He plays down the line for Ekitike, and Frimpong will also chase after it. But the Slovenian Beale gets across and thumps it up towards halfway. Headed back by Van Dijk and picked up by Ekitike midway inside. Lovely back heel to Curtis Jones, who gives it back to Ekitike, who's in the box on the right hand side. Cuts back on his left foot. His shot is saved and it's bouncing around. Hooked away by James Justin in the end. Liverpool still with possession. Curtis Jones on the edge of the area. Goes back to Bradley, who sends it into the box. Ball now can slice it up in the air. Leeds unable to get it clear at the moment. Ekitike fights for it and finds Gravenberch. Gravenberch out to Robertson on the left hand side. Comes back to the Dutchman. Leeds now back in defensive shape. Bradley on the right hand side. Trades passes with Frimpong, who's going to go outside with pace. Gudmundsson puts the ball in towards the box, but not a good one. And Lucas Perry will come out and claim it. Straight away he rolls that out to Gudmundsson on the left hand side, and Leeds can try and get themselves up the pitch, but Gudmundsson gives it away. Fortunately for him, Conor Bradley runs out of room, and that'll be a throw in to the away side over on the far side of the pitch. 10.5 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Leeds 0. Neither keeper really having to make an important save, but both keepers have been called into action. Liverpool in possession, but given away by Lucas Mecha. There's a second ball on the pitch, so referee just stops proceedings and we will restart. Referee just places the ball back down in the feet of Pascal Struijk, who will knock it back to Lucas Perry. Perry rolls the ball out of his feet a couple of times and plays in BO, who finds ball now on the right hand side. Ball now under pressure, plays it off for Szoboszlai and wins him a throw in just in front of Daniel Farke inside the Leeds half. The Belgian on his full debut will take the throw. Throws it up the line and it's flicked on by Justin, but Virgil van Dijk wins the second ball and Liverpool will come away with Wirtz in the centre circle. He's got Bradley outside him if he wants to use him, but he decides to check into the middle of the park and finds Van Dijk, who plays the ball left out wide to Curtis Jones. Jones ball in towards Ekitike, who bounces it first time to Szoboszlai, who finds Wirtz, and there's a good tackle in there from Beale, and Ampadu tries to tidy it up back to Lucas Perry, who thumps it long left footed, but the ball will come back. Kanate flicks it on and it's with Gravenberch, who misplaces his pass but still gets to Conor Bradley in the end. Conor Bradley tries to find Frimpong outside him. There's a miscommunication between the two. And that'll be a defensive throw in for Leeds over on the left hand side. So Jeremy Frimpong playing in front of Conor Bradley on that right hand side this evening in that more advanced role. Throwing up the line from Leeds. It's going to bounce over halfway, and Canate, with all the time in the world, will just pick that up and knock it to forward for Ekitike to chase in the channel. Ekitike's got the wrong side of Biol, and Biol can't get it back, and it's pulled back to Wirtz, and that's a fantastic last-ditch tackle from James Justin. Ekitike complaining to the match referee that he was fouled. It was a very simple long ball from Canate, and Ekitike just got the wrong side of Yakubio and stayed on his feet and slid the ball left to Wirtz, and then James Justin with a diving block in the 6-yard area. It was a fantastic opportunity. Chris Kavanagh, the referee, obviously didn't feel that the pulling and pushing from Yakubio was enough to warrant a penalty. But all Liverpool players are over with the officials and complaining. So it will be a throw-in right down by the corner flag on the far side for Liverpool. It's Conor Bradley with the ball in his hands, looking for movement. It's the sort of area where a lot of teams would deploy a long throw this season, but Liverpool have not done that. Throw-ins taken, and Ampadu thumps it out almost in the same place. Conor Bradley takes the throw quickly this time, and Liverpool will work it from right to left, and Van Dijk will come forward, finds Wirtz on the left-hand side. Wirtz, whose shot was blocked by James Justin. Wirtz twisting and turning over on the corner of the box and has to go backwards in the end to Van Dijk. Van Dijk into the centre circle with Ibrahima Konate. Konate's long ball who caused that issue. He chips the ball out left to Wirtz, who heads it down the line straight away for Robertson, who gets towards the box, and James Justin is fouled by the Scotsman. Justin just got his body across and was tripped. Two bits of good defending from the former Leicester player. Picked up on a transfer this summer for Leeds. Can play either side of the fence and incredibly useful with his adaptability. He's going to have a bit of a handful this evening, with Florian Wirtz getting plenty of touches in this game so far on that left-hand side. Perry, all in light blue, clears it long up to over halfway, but Liverpool will retain the ball. Robertson clipping it over to the right-hand side, and Bradley's got plenty of room ahead of him to bring the ball forwards. Bradley finds Gravenberch just outside the centre circle, and he rolls it left to Van Dijk, who moves it on to Robertson. Robertson direct ball into Curtis Jones, and again a miscommunication in that Liverpool front six, so to speak, and that will go out of play for a throw-in to Leeds. Liverpool's front six of Gravenberch, Jones, Frimpong, Szoboszlai, Wirtz and Ekitike, all very young. Frimpong and Szoboszlai, the eldest, in there at 25. Robertson on halfway finds Curtis Jones. He goes across to Ibrahima Konate in the centre circle. Curtis Jones picks the ball up just inside the Leeds half and plays a 1-2 with Florian Wirtz. Jones with a neat back heel finds Gravenberch, but Leeds holding firm, and Liverpool forced to move the ball right to Konate, who comes into the Leeds half. Finds Frimpong on the right hand side. Bradley ahead of him if he wants to use him. Bradley breaks into the box, but his touch is too heavy, and that will be a goal kick for Leeds. So as previously mentioned, these sides met on the 6th of December in the Premier League. An absolute epic at Ellen Road, finishing Leeds 3, Liverpool 3. Liverpool did take the lead, bearing in mind it was 0-0 at half time. Two quick goals from Hugo Ekitike. They were pegged back by a Calvert-Lewin penalty and an Anton Stack goal. Szoboszlai potentially thought he won it in the 80th minute before today's substitute Altanaka smashed in an equaliser in the 96th minute. That was part of this 5-match unbeaten streak for Leeds. Liverpool picking up a win against Wolves last time out and have improved their form after a bit of a wobble early on. Obviously find themselves sat fourth in the Premier League. Liverpool come forward on the left-hand side with Robertson. He's got Wirtz outside him and he chooses to use him. Wirtz plays it into the corner of the box straight away for Curtis Jones, who tries to get to the byline. Has to play back to Florian Wirtz again. Wirtz twisting and turning, goes past Anton Stack, but then the German managed to steal it off of Wirtz. The ball is loose and picked up by Szoboszlai, who finds Jones. Short passes between the two. Every Leeds player back in behind the ball. Curtis Jones midway inside the Leeds half. Works the ball left to Robertson, who shifts out his feet and plays the ball into the box early to Ekitike. He gets the first touch but cleared away by Strauch. And there's also an offside flag gone up from the official. Ekitike, the Frenchman, just going too early. A good yard offside when that ball was delivered. So 8 goals for Hugo Ekitike in his first Premier League season. He's got 5 in his last 4 in the Premier League as well, so hot on form. And the build-up was all going to be about Ekitike against Calvert-Lewin, but Calvert-Lewin not making the starting 11 this evening. Nemecha can't keep it in, so that'll be a throw into Liverpool on the left-hand side of their defensive half. Robertson plays it short and then gets it back and clears it long, and Frimpong can flick it on. And then it's picked up by Szoboszlai on halfway. He finds Conor Bradley, but great sliding tackle from Ampadu. And that'll be out on the far side for Liverpool throw. Calvert-Lewin's goal-scoring form really came from this change of shape from Daniel Farke. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on for as long as they can without him, as a shot comes in from Curtis Jones from 30 yards out and it's easily saved down to his right-hand side by Lucas Perry. Just fell on the ball, the Brazilian. No real pace in it. And he rolls it out to Strauch, who gives it back to him, and he clears it long left-footed up towards James Justin, who's leveraged out the way by Robertson. And that will run out of play for a Liverpool throw just in front of Arne Slot. Just gone past the 20th minute, which the home fans stand and applaud for Diogo Jota. He sadly lost his life in the summer. Big miss here at Anfield. Was a cult hero, fans' favourite. And there's a warm applause for him on the 20th minute at every home game. Alisson finds Curtis Jones, who spins ball now in the centre circle, but the Belgian sticks to his task, but unfairly according to Chris Kavanagh, so that'll be a free kick for the home side, just on the halfway line. Taken quickly, and Curtis Jones will bring it forward on the left-hand side. He's got Ekitike out on the left wing, who takes the ball and then knocks it inside to Robertson. Liverpool happy to be patient and build, so move it from left to right with Konate. Goes out right to Frimpong. Frimpong cuts inside, then forced to go back to Konate just on the edge of the centre circle. Szoboszlai takes over, but then the press from Leeds is good, and that forces Van Dijk to go all the way back to Alisson Becker. Becker just stands with his right foot on the ball. Bright yellow boots and bright yellow ball all merging into one. Plays it short to Van Dijk, who just moves it on to Robertson, and Leeds will win it on the press with Stack, who finds Ampadu's ball out right towards Justin's just cut out. There's a couple of times now where Leeds on that press have been successful. Conor Bradley will bring it forward on the right hand side, up to halfway. Chooses just to take his time and goes back to Canate. Canate, the Frenchman, just rolls it over to his captain Van Dijk. Still on halfway. Van Dijk just eking forward into the Leeds half, unopposed so far. Plays a short pass to Curtis Jones, who finds Robertson on the left-hand side. Still Leeds just sit in their shape and make things difficult for the home team as Gravenberch takes over possession but can't go anywhere. So finds Canate, plays a long ball direct towards Jones, headed up in the air by Bornau. And then Ampadu, using all his experience, nods it back to his keeper. And Lucas Perry will take his time to pick the ball up. Doesn't pick it up until he's closed down by Ekitike. Perry will be hoping to keep a first clean sheet since the 30th of August in that 0-0 draw with Newcastle. He'll be desperate for one, and so will the Leeds defence here this evening. Long ball forward from Perry, but headed back by Van Dijk. There's a battle for it in that Leeds midfield, and Ampadu will come away with the ball. Plays it right to Bornau, who finds Justin, who knocks it forward left-footed for Stack to chase, but Liverpool win it through Canate and now Jones. Jones spins and goes forward. His ball towards Ekitike is not a good one, and it's cut out. And Leeds will have it back with Justin in the fullback position. Clips it forward for Stack to chase, and Canate can only come across and knock it out of play into the Liverpool dugouts. So 25 minutes gone at Anfield, still goalless. Also still goalless in the other 5:30 game. Crystal Palace against Fulham. London derby. Another London derby this evening as well, with Brentford Tottenham at 8 o'clock. And Man City chasing Arsenal down, go to Sunderland as well at 8 o'clock. All live commentaries for you on Flash Score this evening. Leeds win themselves a free kick just outside the Liverpool area, right out on the right touchline, however. Anton Stack rubbing the back of his head. In fact, Chris Cavanagh's told Leeds to take it as a throw-in, and Ethan Ampadu's got an incredibly long throw, caused all those issues in the game against Crystal Palace. 3 goals coming from long throws. Ampadu thoroughly drying the ball on his shirt. Got a good angle to attack the box. Forward it comes, and it travels a long way. The first flick down is from a Liverpool man. Lucas Metcher swung a foot at it, but actually caught Conor Bradley, who stooped down to head the ball away bravely. So free kick to the home side. A really brave diving header in there from Conor Bradley. Not too much for contact in the end from Metcher. Liverpool still showing signs of weakness from those set pieces. Alisson will take the free kick, sending everyone long, so no short pass this time, and hits it over halfway, but Stack wins the header unopposed, but can only head it up into the air, and that will go out of play for a throw-in just in front of the Leeds technical area, so inside the Leeds half. Robertson sneaking forward, but then decides to step back and throw it to Van Dijk on halfway, who delivers a diagonal ball out towards Frimpong, who brings it down just inside the box. Goodmanson arms all over him, but Frimpong just rolls it back to Gravenberch. Leeds with players back, but Van Dijk, about 40 yards from goal, takes over, finds Wirtz on the left-hand side. Just trying to twist and turn past Justin, and comes in field and clips it to Canate. Liverpool putting the squeeze on here. Frimpong on the right side goes past. Goodmanson puts the ball in, and it's cleared behind by Strout. Be a corner for the home team. Frimpong felt he was pushed in the process of crossing. It's a couple of times now that the Dutchman, playing right wing this evening, has used his pace to get past Goodmanson to good effect, but the delivery not the best. 28 minutes gone, and it's going to be a left-footed corner delivered by Andy Robertson. So it'll be an in-swinger. Liverpool surrounding the 6-yard box. In it comes, and it's headed away by Bornau outside the area. Liverpool try and return it and do keep possession with Wirtz. Wirtz finds Van Dijk on the left-hand side, puts the ball across, half cleared by Leeds and then hacked away by Ampadu. Van Dijk found a lot of space, and there'll be a throw-in for Liverpool on halfway, which Wirtz takes quickly. First chance that Liverpool had to make a bit of space in the Leeds back line. They couldn't capitalise. Robertson still on the right hand side after taking that corner. Finds Frimpong, but he can only knock it back to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai will work it from right to left to Konate. Konate clips the ball over to the top. It's Robertson who takes the touch in the box, but the flag goes up from the official on the far side, and that is offside. So that will be a free kick. So coming up to half an hour gone here at Anfield, no real clear-cut chances for either side. Jacobiol did have a free header inside the box, but from 16 yards out could only dribble it towards goal, and it was an easy save for Alisson. And Lucas Perry had a bit of a hairy moment after Leeds failed to clear a bit of a scrappy ball in the box, but no real clear-cut opportunity so far. Good tactical battle between the two sides. Goodmanson's brought down by Frimpong on halfway, much to the Dutchman's frustration. Picked up an assist in the last game out against Wolves, did Jeremy Frimpong. He'll be looking to capitalise on his second start in a row. Goodmanson on the left-hand side breaks into the Liverpool half. He's going to run at Conor Bradley. Finds Aronson. Lee's forced just to come back and keep possession. Ampadu midway inside the half. Goes back to Strout just outside the centre circle. Finds Jacobiol. Every outfield player in the Liverpool half currently. Strout on halfway line. Clips it forward left-footed. Out towards Aronson, but far too much on that, and that's really easy for Conor Bradley to deal with. Just knocks it back to Alisson, who plays a risky ball with his right foot into midfield, and it fell for Ethan Ampadu about 40 yards out. You can only side foot it in the end, running onto it, and there was no one in goal, and that is a really good opportunity in the end. The ball was curling along the floor, so it made it difficult to strike, but Alisson managed to get across and save it in the end. But a little bit more power from the Welshman, and he would have had his second goal of the season. It would have been a glaring error from the Brazilian keeper. Just almost try to play it first time with the outside of his right foot. Bizarre pass really to make. And it very nearly cost his side as Curtis Jones comes forward on the left. He finds Florian Wirtz. Wirtz back to Van Dijk, who spins it right to Frimpong. Frimpong down the line for Conor Bradley. Bradley plays it all along the floor, not dealt with by the keeper. And between Bio and Gruev, they can clear it away, but only to the edge of the area. Wirtz has it again. Liverpool try and build with Konate. Out to Gravenberch on the right-hand side. He finds Wirtz. Flips the ball in towards Szoboszlai. Hacked away by Leeds, but it will come again. Konate stealing it off of Aronson. He'll run forward, getting towards the edge of the area. Finds Robertson on the left-hand side. Wicked ball across, and it's beaten everyone. Frimpong picks it up on the opposite side, cuts into the box on his left foot, and Ekitike's header ends up going back towards the man who's just crossed it. Don't think the Frenchman was expecting to get on the end of it. And he ended up being about 4 yards out from goal and completely spooned his header. That was a really good opportunity for him. Liverpool still in possession. Gravenberch coming forward, finds Frimpong on the right hand side. Back to Conor Bradley, who spins it left for Van Dijk in the centre of the park. Van Dijk back to Canate, finds Bradley. Frimpong further forward. Bounces off of Gudmundsson, that'll be a throw into the home team. Be really interesting to see that Hugo Ekitike chance again. Almost looked like he wasn't expecting to retrieve the ball and it just came off his head when it looked easier to score. Lucas Perry was out of position. So 2 opportunities for either side in the last 5 minutes. Frimpong coming forward. Just checks back and finds Gravenberch. Slides the ball across to Van Dijk, who comes forward 10 yards and then finds Robertson. Leeds with everyone back behind the ball, so Gravenberch takes over and his pass is cut out by Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson tries to play it back to Strauch and has put him into a bit of trouble, so Strauch can only clear it out for a throw-in, level with the edge of the area, taken quickly by Liverpool. Frimpong to Bradley. Bradley finds Szoboszlai. Curtis Jones moves it on to Gravenberch, and Liverpool frustrated have to go backwards and spend a bit of time and actually then give the ball away through an offside. Definitely Liverpool's best chance of the game just happened there. It came initially from a really good ball in from Robertson, and then Frimpong took over, cutting on his left foot, and Ekitike snuck in behind Bornau, making his first Premier League start. Almost ball watching a little bit there. And as he tried to head it towards goal from 4 yards out, it just bounced off the right side of his head and ended up going back towards the corner flag. It was an open net if he could head it towards goal. 35 minutes gone at Anfield, still goalless. Leeds with a bit of possession in the Liverpool half. Anton Stack just outside the box, but can't get his ball to Gruev and it's muscled away, and Liverpool can try and break. Frimpong will use his pace on the right hand side. Goes past Strag with speed. Cuts it back to Florian Wirtz on the edge, but Justin's back again to win the ball and actually nips in front of the German and then initiates a contact and wins his side a free kick. But Frimpong really showing his speed on that right side a couple of times now. Much better ball in from him this time. 2 Wirtz on the edge, but for the 3rd time this afternoon, James Justin making a good saving tackle. If Liverpool can hit Leeds on the break at all, down that right hand side looks to be the way forward. Plenty of pace from Frimpong on show. Leeds with Metcalf just outside the box, flicks the ball in towards the Liverpool area, but picked up by Allison, who sidewinder kicks it straight out left towards Ekitike, and that's going to roll all the way through for a throw in midway inside the Leeds half. And applause from Ekitike and an arm up from Allison. They appreciate the idea, but didn't quite work out for them. Throw in from Bornau up the line, but Robertson heads it back. James Justin flicks it over halfway, and Mecha will fight for it with Canate. Canate wins the header, and Leeds still have it on the halfway line. Flick forward, Mecha's flick in towards Justin. Justin pokes it forward, but that will only go to keeper Allison, who finds Bradley on the right hand side. Loads of room for him to run into, and he's travelled a good 40 yards into the Leeds area. Still going on that left hand side, but Gudmundsson does well in defence to poke it away, and that means that Aronson will have his attempt to bring it away, but he runs out of room trying to go past Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong, who was obviously bought in from Leverkusen in the summer, did spend a bit of time with Celtic early in his career. So knows British football. Probably not had the impacts that he would be hoping. Big shoes to fill on that right-hand side since Trent Alexander-Arnold left for Real Madrid in the summer. But like I say, more advanced role for him this afternoon. He looks to be thriving over on that right-hand side. Wirtz flicks the ball in towards Robertson, but cleared away by Leeds. But Gravenberch retains it and finds Robertson again. He puts another tricky ball in. Cleared away by Gudmundsson. There's also another offside flag up. Robertson with the initial cross was deemed to be in an offside position. A very tight one if he was. But Andy Robertson's delivery with his left foot has been on point. So that's something that Leeds are going to want to look to try and stop. Perry all in light blue with coordinated long sleeve and gloves, comes forward and clears it long towards Aronson, but no challenge from him as Konate heads it away. But Ampadu picks up the second ball and finds Stack on the right hand side. Stack tries to cut in and does well to go past Wirtz, still going across the pitch, but his pass towards Metch is not a good one. Leeds do win it back with Gudmundsson on the left hand side. Frimpong snapping away, but Gudmundsson gets past him on the left and plays it to Aronson again. Inside to Anton Stack, who's coming across the edge of the box and caught late surely there, and there will be a stoppage for a head injury from Chris Kavanagh, but I don't think there is a foul given. It looked like Anton Stack was caught incredibly late as he steamed across the edge of the box. But it's Szoboszlai who got a bit of an elbow in the face from Stack, unintentional. Has gone down holding his face, so the referee stopped it for that head injury. As we see, yeah, Stack was caught. Definite foul after the sliding tackle from Curtis Jones by the looks of things, but it doesn't look like Leeds are going to get the free kick. You'd like to think they'll get the ball back once Szoboszlai has received his treatments. There has been a goal in the other game. It's Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 0. Jean-Philippe Mateta opening the scoring there. So the first Premier League goal of 2026 going to Mateta of Crystal Palace. There'll be plenty of speculation as the January transfer window opens up around so many players, and you're guaranteed goals when Jean-Philippe Mateta's playing. I wonder whether anyone will be interested in the Frenchman, whether he can be prized away. Still a stoppage here. First real stoppage of the game. I had a very fast flowing match, and actually Chris Kavanagh's dropped the ball at the feet of Alison Becker, and Leeds are going to be incredibly disappointed to first of all not get a free kick or the ball back there. Becker sends it long, and the header away from Leeds only finds Conor Bradley, who is fouled by Brendan Aronson. Aronson looks incredibly confused by that decision. The American went sliding in and did make contact with Conor Bradley. Aronson playing a more advanced role up front as one of the two this evening. Hasn't had too much of an impact, the American. Obviously with that home World Cup for him to look forward to in the summer. So free kick, Szoboszlai right hand side, swings it in towards the box, and Van Dijk gets up first, but it's harmlessly going to go high and wide. The Liverpool captain getting up above Biol, asserting his aerial dominance, but couldn't turn the ball goalwards. So no harm there. 43 minutes gone. We will have a couple of minutes added on for that head injury to Szoboszlai. Perry just sends his defence forward, so this one's going to go long, and right-footed clears it over halfway towards Aronson, who jumps with Bradley. Both miss it, so that will go out of play midway inside the Liverpool half for a throw, which Bradley takes back to Canate. You'd have to say that if this does go into half-time goalless, you think the away side would be the happier of the two. No real clear-cut chances for either side. Leeds' best chance coming from an Ampadu strike almost 40 yards out after a misplaced pass by Alisson in the Liverpool goal. Canate on halfway sends a direct ball down the channel for Ekitike to chase. Start getting back, but Ekitike picks it up inside the box, crosses it into Jones, who's a little header down, only finds Szoboszlai. Liverpool turn back out and find Robertson on the left-hand side. He goes to Wirtz, returns it to Szoboszlai. Jones level with the edge of the area, comes floating in on his right foot, but has to turn and pass back to Gravenberch, and it's a loose pass, so that allows Leeds to get out, and Liverpool now all the way back with Alisson in goal as we enter the 45th minute. We'll find out how many minutes will be added on for you shortly. Canate comes forward to halfway and clips it out right for Frimpong to chase. Frimpong will chase it down into the corner, gets there before Gudmundsson and then knocks it off of the Swede, and that will be a corner to Liverpool on that far side just before half time. There's an opportunity for them to score from a set piece. Only one goal from a corner in 93 attempts this season from Liverpool. Obviously their set piece coach did leave over the Christmas period, as we see 2 minutes added on. So Van Dijk, Canate, Ekitike all just outside the area to start with as they come in now. The ball's delivered right-footed from Szoboszlai. It's bounced through to Wirtz, who shoots left-footed. And a big slice into the away fans behind the goal. Harmless there from the German. Did obviously score his first goal for the club last time out in that 2-1 win after Christmas against Wolves. Did think he scored that goal against Sunderland, but it was chalked off and given as an own goal earlier on in December. But much improved performances from the £100 million German signed in the summer. Leeds with possession in the centre circle. James Justin running forwards and allowed to travel 10 yards. He plays a good ball out to Metch on the right hand side. He swings a ball across towards Aronson, but that's going to go all the way through for a goal kick. Thumbs up from Aronson for the delivery, but wasn't able to get on the end of it. So ball going out in the corner for a goal kick. Alisson goes short this time to Robertson and receives it back. 30 seconds left of the first half. Canate coming forward. Are they able to make a final chance before half time? Robertson just inside the Leeds half on the left hand side. Finds Wirtz ahead of him. Wirtz just gives it back to him and tries to spin. Ball into Curtis Jones, who plays a 1-2 with Wirtz, who finds Ekitike and gives it back to Wirtz, and Ampadu gets back and then goes down to ground, but no free kick for that because the flag was already up as Hugo Ekitike was offside. Full debutant Bornau claiming he got a bit of an elbow from Curtis Jones, holding his face as play continued there. Bit of a knock, and Chris Kavanagh decides that that is enough for the first half here at Anfield. The half-time whistle goes. Bit of a tactical battle going on between both sides. A far cry from the 6-goal thriller we had at the start of December between these two. However, that game at Ellen Road was 0-0 at half-time, and we saw 6 second-half goals. So the Anfield faithful here will be hoping to break the deadlock after half-time. No real glorious chances to speak of. Ampadu managed to retrieve the ball in midfield as a poor pass from Alisson Becker left the goal open, but could only really side-foot it towards goal, and it was easily saved. And then Lucas Perry fumbled a pretty simple chance from Hugo Ekitike, and then managed to get the second one. Ekitike did have a good chance, just with his head inside 4 yards, but could only spoon it away from goal and out towards the corner flag after a quick ball in from Jeremy Frimpong, so not able to work the keeper or hit the target. So it's half-time at Anfield in the Premier League, first Premier League game of 2026, and it is Liverpool 0, Leeds 0. See you for the second half. for the second half of Liverpool against Leeds United. Goalless so far. Both sides unable to really United find that cutting edge here as Liverpool are ready to get us underway. They'll be shooting from left to right towards the Kop in the second half as they traditionally do, and Chris Kavanagh gets us underway, and it's a long ball straight away from Van Dijk to Gravenberch, who finds Frimpong high on that right hand side. No changes for either side at half time. Robertson in back to Van Dijk, and already there's a bit more pace around how Liverpool are moving the ball. Frimpong finds Ekitike and gets it back in central area. He finds Wirtz on the left hand side. He breaks into the box, flicks it back towards Robertson, but Anton Stack's there to very tidily clear it up and away. Frimpong steals it off of Justin though, and Liverpool will come again. Frimpong on the left hand side finds Robertson outside him. Ball in towards Ekitike, is cleared away by Bornau, and Gruev clears over the halfway line, and Van Dijk will just go back to his keeper, Alisson. Liverpool were just guilty of a little bit slow in the build-up, and already in this first minute you can see that they have come out and they're going to move the ball a lot quicker. If that first minute is anything to go by. Canate in the centre circle. Options ahead of him with lots of movement, but chooses just to move the ball to his captain Van Dijk, who goes direct out to Wirtz on the left hand side. He finds Robertson in support. Robertson can only give it back to his captain. So already static from Liverpool as Leeds try and spring the press here, and Liverpool will play through it with Jones on the left hand side out to Robertson. He just turns around again and gives it back to his captain. Canate all alone in the centre circle. Steps forward 10 yards and finds Bradley outside him on the right, who goes even further out to Frimpong. Back into Canate once more. Canate finds Frimpong, who plays a 1-2 with Bradley, but Gruev does well to steal the ball back, and Gudmundsson wins a throw-in for the away side off of Connor Bradley. Just outside the edge of the area. Referee Chris Kavanagh just asks the Swedish left-back to go back a few yards as he's snuck forward too far, and then throws up the line towards Stack, who flicks it on for Metscher to chase, and Metscher brings it down and spins inside Canate. Finds Stack with some neat footwork, comes out left, goes to Aronson outside of him. Aronson comes back and finds Gruev, who swings it outright towards Bio in the centre circle. Liverpool with plenty of players back behind the ball. Gudmundsson and Aronson on the left-hand side trade passes, and then back to Strauch, the centre-back. Leeds now right back in their own half with Ampadu. Ampadu's pass to Bornau is a little bit short, but the Belgian on full debut does well. And the ball is returned to Brazilian keeper Lucas Perry. Leeds try and work out left, but it's been given away, and Frimpong steals it on the right hand side, but good tackle in there from Gruev and some neat footwork. Plays it up the line towards Aronson, who's just bounced off the ball by Gravenberch, and returns it to his Brazilian goalkeeper Alisson. Both keepers from Brazil this evening. Liverpool with the ball in the back line. Ibrahima Canate halfway inside his own half, finds Szoboszlai on halfway, but he can only play it back to Alisson once more. Leeds really targeting the press when certain players get on the ball. Curtis Jones takes over and finds Wirtz just inside the Leeds half. He misses his step but keeps the ball and plays the ball to Van Dijk. Gets it forward to Curtis Jones. Robertson on the left hand side goes inside to Wirtz, and just short triangles from Liverpool. Wirtz's ball is cut out by Gruev, and Leeds can try and bring it away with Metscher. Has to go back to Strauch, who sends it up the line left footed for Goodmanson to chase. He's got Frimpong chasing him back, but the Swede gets there first and tries to go on the outside. Goodmanson and Frimpong going to battle, and Goodmanson down towards the corner flag, still keeping possession. His pass to Straub is cut out by Liverpool, but bouncing around, and then Goodmanson's gone to try and cross the ball and ends up fouling Ryan Gravenberch at the same time. Conor Bradley's also down. 2 players down for Liverpool there. Bradley with a little bit of a clash with Pascal Straub. Bradley overrun the ball into the Dutch centre-back for Leeds. And then Goodmanson just clipped Liverpool's Ryan Gravenberch to give away a free kick, which will be taken short by Konate to his keeper Allison, who finds Van Dijk just ahead of him. It was clear in the first minute that Liverpool came out and were moving the ball really quickly, but have already slipped back into just what appears to be holding on to it for too long, as Allison's long ball is headed back by Justin but picked up by Robertson. He plays a diagonal out to Conor Bradley, but it's going to go over the Northern Irishman's head and out of play for a throw-in on halfway to Leeds. 51 minutes gone. Liverpool 0, Leeds 0 here at Anfield. One of 2 Premier League games taking place currently. The other game, Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 0. And then Brentford and Tottenham play at the G-Tech at 8 o'clock, and Sunderland Man City at the Stadium of Light also at 8 o'clock to round off match day 19. Ball forward for Leeds, and Metcher will chase it and will get it off of Konate. So Leeds have possession in the Liverpool half. Goodmanson on the left-hand side has got Aronson ahead of him and uses him. Aronson cuts inside on his right foot and goes across the edge of the box. Plays a 1-2 with Stack, who then finds Ampadu, and Ampadu's pass is cut out. It's now Liverpool's chance to try and bring the ball away. Liverpool lose it and it just bounces to Strauch on the halfway line. He finds his captain Ampadu. Strauch goes to the right hand side and Biol will bring it up towards halfway. Clips it into the channel. Metcher will chase, but it's going to bounce all the way through to Allison, all in light green. Calm keeping from him, and he just rolls the ball out to his French centre-back, Ibrahima Konate. Gravenberch just drops deep to pick up the possession, and he'll slowly go forward up to halfway. Finds Robertson on the left-hand side. Very slow again from Liverpool, and Van Dijk's pass is intercepted but bounces back to him, and he then finds Jones, who spins towards the Leeds goal and gives out left to Robertson. Gets the ball back and plays a direct ball into Ekitike, who finds Gravenberch. Spread out right now for Frimpong. One touch out of his feet and plays it in. Headed away by Strauch. Still with Liverpool with Van Dijk. Midway inside the Leeds half. Robertson goes left to Curtis Jones. Jones drifting inside. Clips the ball in towards Conor Bradley, is up there and it's bouncing around, and Bradley manages to win the second ball and plays it off of Biol, and that will be the first corner of the second half to Liverpool. Both Biol and Szoboszlai had snuck into the box and Leeds didn't really deal with it, and it was left to Biol to clear it behind for a corner, which has been taken short, and it ends up with Gravenberch outside the box on the right hand side. He goes back to Szoboszlai, who only one touch gives it back to him, and they trade passes again. Szoboszlai takes over and drifts infield. Clips the ball in towards the back post with his right foot towards Van Dijk, and there's a good defensive header from Anton Stack, and that'll be another corner on the far side this time. Floated ball with the outside of his right foot from the Hungarian towards his captain, but good defensive work from Anton Stack. Corner taken on the left hand side. Gruev heads it away only as far as Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai clips the ball out left to Wirtz, who brings it down first time, plays it back for Conor Bradley central. He turns and shoots, and that's going to be another corner. Liverpool finding a bit of prolonged possession in the Leeds defensive third. Leeds with plenty of bodies in front of goal. There's a mixture of Goodmanson and Ampadu getting that ball away behind for another corner. Andy Robertson left-footed this time it will be. In swinger from this near side in front of the cop. Ball comes in and towards the keeper, headed out by Stroud. Good clearance, good distance on it. There's a player down in the box, so Chris Kavanagh will stop play. Looking like it might be James Justin. He looks okay, he looks a bit winded, laying on his back, but play has been stopped. You see the replay, and it was actually his own player, Jacobiol, that thumped into the side of James Justin. But he's back on his feet, no attention needed. And Liverpool were in possession when the play was stopped, so they will get the ball back on halfway. Ball dropped at the feet of Van Dijk, and Liverpool move the ball from left to right with Konate. Konate sneaks into the Leeds half and then plays it out to Connor Bradley. Bradley tries to play it down into the channel for Frimpong to chase, but that will go all the way through to Lucas Perry. He waits for Hugo Ekitike to run towards him, then picks the ball up and rolls it out to the right for Bio, who clips the ball forward towards halfway. Metcher can't win the header from Van Dijk, but does win a free kick. Virgil van Dijk, hands on his head, and you don't need much of a lip reader to see that he just says wow to Chris Kavanagh. Metcher was looking for him. There is an arm in the face from Van Dijk on Lucas Metcher. Metcher with his first start since the 3rd of December today. Did go for a phase of scoring 3 and 3. Has got 4 league goals this season since signing from Wolfsburg. Leeds clip the ball forward and have possession and end up winning what they feel should be a throw on the left-hand side, but it's gone the way of the home team. And Liverpool back in possession with Ibrahim Konate. Konate coming forward, plays it left to Andy Robertson, who's halfway inside the Leeds half and still continuing towards the box. Plays it into Ekitike, who tries a back heel to Curtis Jones, but Gruev was wise to it and finds Aronson, and Leeds can come away, and Metcher picks it up inside the Liverpool half. A couple of step overs, but is forced backwards. And then turns around and gives it to Bornal. Just unable to break with any real pace there, Lucas Metcher. Biel sends the ball out left towards James Justin, but that's going to roll all the way through. That'll be a goal kick. So Lucas Metcher in the starting lineup in place of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, really, this afternoon. Games coming thick and fast over the Christmas period. And we've already mentioned that massive game for Leeds on Sunday at home to fierce rivals Man United. So almost a case that Daniel Farke feels that a few minutes maybe for Calvert-Lewin later, but saving mainly for Ruben Amorim's side at the weekend. Metcher went off injured against Chelsea and has missed the game with Liverpool. Brentford and Leeds did get a few minutes back against Sunderland, but looks a little bit off the pace if I'm being honest. So it'll be interesting to see as we come up towards the hour how long he will get. So Leeds with a defensive free kick after an offside against Hugo Ekitike. The ball at the feet of the Leeds keeper Perry, and he plays it outright to Biel. Biel returns it to the man all in light blue. Plays a short pass to Gruev, who can only spin it to Strauch, and Leeds will try and play their way out. Szoboszlai feels like he's nicked it, but good sliding tackle from Aronson, and then Gruev can bring it away. Gruev, his pass is intercepted, and Liverpool turn it over high up, and Ekitike will run towards the box, but Ampadu, as always, back and gets a foot in. But Leeds still reluctant to go forward and try and play out from the back again, and might be their downfall as Wirtz steals it away. Wirtz floats inside and finds Szoboszlai, shifts out his feet, shoots from distance, palmed away by Perry, and Ampadu will this time clear it away. There's a free kick being given against Ethan Ampadu for handball just on the edge of the area, and a yellow card for the Welshman. And the Leeds players look absolutely perplexed here. As we see the replay, it's hit him fairly high up on the sleeve. Szoboszlai's shot was well saved by Perry. Good palms on it. Good savable height. And I wonder if this is going to get checked by VAR here, because if this is handball, Ampadu was incredibly close to the edge of the area. That is his 5th yellow card of the season, so there will also be a suspension incoming for the Leeds captain. It's incredibly harsh, if not only for it to be a foul but a yellow card. But there's a good opportunity here for Liverpool from a set piece situation. 61 minutes gone, still goalless, and there's plenty interested in taking this free kick. It's literally half a yard outside the edge of the area to the left of the D, and Jacobillo has said too much to Chris Kavanagh, and he's also gone into the book. So yellow cards for captain Ethan Ampadu and main central centre-back Jacobillo, and it's looking like it's going to be Wirtz to take the set piece. There's a 5-man wall, and keeper Lucas Perry fairly central. So Wirtz steps up with quite a direct run. It hits the wall and finds Gravenberch on the centre of the pitch. He goes right to Frimpong, and Leeds break out and force Liverpool backwards. Ball out to the left where Wirtz, who took the kick, is. Wirtz drifts inside and puts the ball in towards Ekitike. There's a free kick given against the Frenchman. He leant on Biol, and that will be crisis averted for the West Yorkshireman. Confirmation that Biol's picked up his first booking of the season. So obviously Ampadu will therefore miss that big derby on Saturday. An incredibly harsh yellow card by my reckoning. One for you to try and catch later if you can. Ball long from Perry, and it's going to go all the way down towards the corner flag, and Liverpool can try and hook it away, and they do get the second ball with Gravenberch, who steps into midfield, but Leeds cut it out. But a bit scrappy from them, and now Liverpool break on the right hand side. Frimpong with plenty of space ahead of him, down by the edge of the area, puts the ball in towards Ekitike, does fall for him, and his shot is blocked by Bornau. And in fact, much to Ekitike's amazement, the referee Chris Kavanagh has given a goal kick. Maybe just levelling things up there, the official, because definitely was a corner. Leeds just a little bit scrappy in possession the last few moments there, and it did allow Liverpool to break away. Liverpool getting ready a couple of reinforcements. It's looking like Alexis McAllister is one of those ones to be stripped off and ready. So we'll see what happens there. Leeds in possession in their own half, and Strout clips it forwards for Metcher to chase, but dealt with by Bradley and then flicked on by Szoboszlai. Lovely little flick from Frimpong to try and set Ekitike away, but Biol's wise to it, and it'll be a throw in about 30 yards from goal for the home side. Bradley takes it quickly to the feet of Szoboszlai, and he'll just knock it back to Canate, then receives the ball back from the Frenchman. Szoboszlai to Van Dijk, who steps forward and finds Wirtz high on the left hand side. Verts into Jones, who trades passes with Gravenberch. And then Ekitike, and then gets the ball back from Gravenberch and goes down under a tackle from Stack. And Chris Kavanagh says play on, and Leeds can try and break here. Brendan Aronson, furthest forward, picks it up on the left-hand side. He's got Bradley back with him as Aronson gets towards the box, slides the ball in towards Goodmanson, but Frimpong does really well to get back and then is fouled by the Swede. Brendan Aronson tried to be as direct as possible, but couldn't quite get on the end of it, as we are going to see some Liverpool substitutions. It's looking like 3 changes. So the first one, it's going to be Andy Robertson off and Milos Kerkez will come on. Florian Wirtz will also make way for Cody Gakpo. And then the final change will be Curtis Jones making way for Alexis McAllister. So after 65 minutes, Arne Slot shows his hand. 3 of his 5 substitutes all at once. So Kerkez, McAllister and Gakpo coming on for Robertson, Jones and Wirtz. So Gakpo coming on. Has scored 4 Premier League goals this year. Not scored since that 2-0 away win at West Ham in late November. And Leeds are also going to make some changes, and the main man so far, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, is stripped and ready. 7 goals in his last 6. Obviously starting on the bench this evening. We are going to see him, and he will get about 25 minutes to try and continue that scoring run. Liverpool in possession with Kerkez coming forward. Finds Gakpo, who's gone wide left and plays it straight back to Kerkez, who's ball in. Is well held by Perry as he slumps to the floor. Sends his Leeds defence further up and comes to the edge of the box and clears it long for Aronson to chase, but far too long from the keeper, and it just one bounces straight into his fellow countryman and keeper Lucas Perry's kick all the way through to Alanson. Liverpool back over halfway straight away with McAllister's first touch. He goes back to Canate, who trades passes with Szoboszlai. Back with the Argentinian. McAllister now comes forward and goes left to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo's going to run at James Justin. Couple of step overs, goes in on his right foot, but only finds Kerkez in the end. Liverpool patiently building. Canate deep in the Leeds half. Every outfield player inside the Leeds half. Kerkez tries to put a ball in early. It's cleared up in the air by a Leeds man, and that's been left by Ekitike, and there'll be a corner on the far side. Gakpo and Kerkez already trying to just inject a little bit of pace to this attack. Delivery on the right hand side. It's going to be ball in from Szoboszlai, so an in swinger. Gakpo out on the edge all on his own, no one picking him up, but plenty of players inside the 6-yard box. Szoboszlai swings it in towards the centre, and it's half cleared by Bornau, and it will flick off of the Belgian's head for another corner on the far side. He felt that he had actually missed it, and according to the replay, it looks like it might have come off Ekitike last. So bit of fortune here potentially for the home team. 69 minutes gone, still goalless at Anfield. Szoboszlai right-footed outswinger this time, deep towards Van Dijk, who does head it first towards goal, and it bounces wide. He throws his arms on his head. He knows that was a really good opportunity. Virgil van Dijk, free header almost. Couldn't direct it on target. He will be disappointed to not score from there, or at least work the keeper. As the Leeds changes have been made, so it's going to be Lucas Mecha coming off to be replaced by the informed goal scorer, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it's a double change up front as Brendan Aronson makes way for Noah Okafor. Okafor, a bit of the different goal-scoring form to Calvert-Lewin, hasn't actually scored since that 2-1 defeat to Spurs on the 4th of October. The Swiss international does have 2 league goals this season. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with 8 coming on. Can he keep up that run? So 7 goals in his last 6. Have 20 minutes plus additional time to try and add to that. Throw into Leeds, halfway inside the Liverpool box on the left-hand side. And it's going to be Ethan Ampadu with a long throw. The Leeds captain. Now with a different front line to aim for. Ampadu comes forward, long throw in towards the 6-yard box. Half cleared by Liverpool, and then Frimpong at the second attempt stabs it away. Ampadu will return it back in towards the box, but Calvert-Lewin was offside, so didn't run for it. Headed away by Van Dijk to Kerkez. Kerkez goes inside to Gravenberch, who finds Konate. Konate forward to Gravenberch once more. He brings it over halfway, but no real movement ahead of him, so just slides it to the left for Van Dijk, who still takes it forward. Van Dijk finds Kerkez on the left-hand side, but back again. Konate takes over the possession and comes forward about 20 yards. Finds Bradley outside him on the right, who clips the ball into the channel for Frimpong to chase, and the Dutchman's quick, but not that quick. So out of play. Apology from Northern Irish right back. Still only 1 goal in this evening's games. Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 0. Jean-Philippe Mateta in the first half. And goalless here, with 2 more Premier League games to come on New Year's Day. First games of 2026. McAllister on the halfway line finds Szoboszlai as Liverpool try and come forward. Bradley goes into the centre circle and finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk, who had that header wide a couple of minutes ago. Frimpong on the right hand side looks to drift in towards the box, but forced backwards to Konate. He moves it to Van Dijk once more. McAllister into Kerkez. Kerkez finds Gakpo out on that right hand side, cuts back on his right foot and tries to come in, but will only find Kerkez once more. Into Ekitike, finds a room to shoot and shoots towards goal and flashes across the face, but again Lucas Perry happy just to watch that go high and wide. Good strike from the Frenchman, in form. 5 goals in his last 4, but unable to hit the target again. Perry taking all his time for this goal kick. Still waits and then goes forward, long over halfway, and Stack wins a header against Van Dijk, but it does fall at the feet of Gravenberch for Liverpool to bring away. Leeds pressing high up, so force the ball back towards Alisson. Alisson finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk clips it into midfield, but again the press from Leeds is high and it's back towards Alisson, who has to go long this time towards Gakpo, but Bornau wins the header. And it's scrappy in midfield at the moment as Ampadu can't bring it down, but Szoboszlai then flicks it forward and Biel will chase, and there's a miscommunication between him and his keeper. I think the keeper wanted to come for it, but Biel cleared it away and Leeds will come forward once more on the left-hand side. Okafor with his chance to use his pace, but Gravenberch just steps across him and wins the ball back well. Ball out to the left, and Kirkes will come flying forward. Finds Gakpo outside him, and he will attack the corner of the box. Gakpo on his right foot comes across, and he'll shoot towards goal. It's taking a deflection up in the air, not dealt with, and comes to Frimpong, but the referee judges that to be a foul in there, so it'll be a free kick for Leeds. Conor Bradley using his arm to marshal Pascal Struijk off the ball. So defensive free kick incoming for Leeds. Cody Gakpo, since coming on that left hand side, sticking incredibly wide to the touchline. Got a few minutes back from injury against Wolves in that 2-1 victory, but had missed 3 games prior to that. So a little bit out of sorts. Ball towards Calvert-Lewin. Rises highest, and he forces Bradley to then slice it wide, and that will be a really attacking throw-in for the away side here, particularly with that long throw of Ethan Ampadu. As we're going to see another Liverpool change, it's looking like Federico Chiesa. Arne Slot just delaying it until after this set piece from Leeds. Chris Kavanagh just telling Ampadu where to take the throw from. It's going to be basically level with the corner of the box, with plenty of players to aim for. Leeds throwing men forward at this set piece. They know that Liverpool are vulnerable. Ball comes forward, a bit of a floated one towards the 6-yard area, and Liverpool can only clear it away for a corner on this near side. Struijk went up with Konate, and it came off the top of Konate's head and away for the corner. So Anton Stack will come over to this near side to deliver what will be an in-swinging corner. Gakpo given the task of marking Calvert-Lewin. In comes the ball on towards the keeper, punched by Alisson, but only to Gruev on the edge of the area, and he can't quite get it under control. So Gudmundsson spins out left again for Stack. Stack shifts out at his feet, finds Bio, who plays a lovely ball to Okafor on the left-hand side of the box. Okafor crosses it, hacked away by McAllister. Stack tries to get it back into the box, but Bradley can clear it up towards halfway. Gruev wins the header and finds Calvert-Lewin, but he's muscled off of it by Konate, who slices it up into the air, and lovely touch by Cody Gakpo to try and get Liverpool up the pitch. High press from Ampadu forces Liverpool backwards, but Van Dijk plays a nice ball out left to Gakpo once more, and Liverpool will come over halfway. 77 minutes gone. Still yet to break the deadlock in this game. Good tackle in there from Gruev, and Leeds will come away with the ball. James Justin clips it up into the channel towards Calvert-Lewin, but Van Dijk wins the header, and Liverpool will come forward once more. Flicked ball forward, headed away by Bornau, and Ampadu uses his experience just to nod it back to Perry, who just controls the ball with his feet, waits for Szoboszlai to come to him, and then picks it up. Perry taking all of his 8 seconds here, runs forward, and the referee has actually blown the whistle. I was thinking he was going to use the rule which would result in a Liverpool corner, but he's actually given a free kick against Szoboszlai for blocking Perry to throw the ball. So there probably would have been a heart-in-mouth moment for the Leeds keeper at that point. And the change has been made, so it's Conor Bradley making way for Federico Chiesa. So you'd expect to see Jeremy Frimpong back towards the right wing-back role. Free kick then for Leeds on the edge of their area as we enter the 80th minute. Perry with the yellow boots thumps it long, and it's headed back by Van Dijk. Returned by Bio towards Calvert-Lewin, who's shrugged off the ball, and Liverpool will have it with Szoboszlai, but stolen away by Strauch on halfway. Into the channel from Ampadu towards Okafor, and Frimpong now back in that right back position, can only knock it out of play for a throw into Leeds. Midway inside the Leeds half. Gudmundsson leaves it on the cone for Ampadu. Ampadu taking plenty of time to come over. Jacobillo comes forward, so does Bornau. Calvert-Lewin and Okafor also in the box. Strauch forward as well. Long throw in towards the penalty spot. It's been allowed to bounce and then cleared away by Konate. Not convincingly, but Chiesa brings it down well with his first touch. Szoboszlai with two surround him. Steal it away. Gudmundsson swings the ball in towards the box. It falls for Calvert-Lewin, who pokes the ball home. Leeds have not broken the deadlock because the offside flag is up. An incredible opportunity. And it was a lovely ball in from Gudmundsson. It was allowed to bounce, and it was Sebastian Bornau, who was still up there from the long throw, flicked it to Calvert-Lewin, who poked it home. It's going to be incredibly tight, but the offside flag has gone up. And yeah, it is going to be. He's about half a yard offside, but he just got the wrong side of Van Dijk. What a moment that would have been for the team from West Yorkshire. That goal just in front of the away fans, but disallowed. Sebastian Bornau has stayed down in the box. He's retrieving some medical attention. So the man making his first Premier League start, signed from Wolfsburg along with Mecha in the summer, has been replaced, and it will be Jayden Bogle to come on. But an incredibly good full debut in the Premier League from that man. So Bogle on, it will probably mean that James Justin then slots into that right centre-back position. Gruev on halfway, puts it into the channel for Okafor to chase, and trying to put Frimpong under a bit of pressure, and he's trying to see it out for a corner, but Okafor gets there first and keeps it in down by the corner. He then finds Gruev in support, gets to the byline, crosses it across, and Van Dijk can clear it away. Good passage of play this for Leeds as Frimpong uses some neat footwork to get the ball to McAllister. McAllister to Konate, under pressure from Calvert-Lewin, hooks it forward. Leeds return it with a good header on halfway, but then breaks for Gakpo in the centre circle. He finds Kerkez, he brings the ball forward and returns it to Gakpo, now high on the left-hand side. Gakpo into McAllister, level with the edge of the area, swings the ball in towards the back post for Szoboszlai, and it's behind some good defending from Gudmundsson, who feels like it should be a goal kick. A lovely ball in from McAllister towards Szoboszlai. I think it is a goal kick. Really good defending, almost without touching the ball from Gudmundsson. And Liverpool going to make their final change. It's Frimpong, who's just moved back into right back, to come off. And it's young Ria Ungamoa. Hasn't played any minutes in the Premier League since November the 22nd. Did get that incredible last minute winner away at Newcastle in September to make it 3-2. And he's got 6 minutes plus additional time to have an impact in this game. It's now Dominic Szoboszlai who's gone back to right back. And there's been a further goal in the game in London at Selhurst Park, and it's an equaliser for Fulham. So 1-1 there. Ball forward from Liverpool into the channel. Chiesa does well to bring it down on his chest and finds Engamoa. He returns it back to Gravenberch just outside the penalty area. Kirkes works it to the left for Gakpo, who's going to run at Bogle. Plays it back to McAllister. Finds Szoboszlai in that right back position now. Ball in, it's poked away by Justin, and he's then caught late and will win his side a free kick. It's Tom Kearney who's got the goal for Fulham. The 34-year-old Tom Kearney, been at Fulham for an incredible amount of time now. I think it's his 10th year. Still getting goals in the Premier League. So 1-1 at Palace, 0-0 here in the 86th minute. Will there be a late twist in this game? We have seen the ball in the back of the net through Dominic Calvert-Lewin, second half substitute, but he was offside. Ball forward towards that man, but Konate wins the header, and it's brought down by Gravenberch, who's played it back to Szoboszlai in a little bit of trouble, but Okafor leans on him, and that'll be a free kick. Down by the corner flag. Easy decision for Chris Kavanagh. Szoboszlai just drops the ball at his feet, and then decides to leave it for his keeper, Alisson. Arne Slot right on the edge of his area, calling for Liverpool players to get forward. It's sent long by Alisson, but headed back by Struijk. Picked up by McAllister on halfway. Sends a big diagonal out towards Engamoa on the left-hand side. He gets there ahead of Bogle. Turns back towards goal and finds Gakpo, who finds McAllister again. He swings the ball in towards the box. Headed by Chiesa across goal. Cleared by Biol. And Okafor will bring it away on the left-hand side and plays it up long towards Calvert-Lewin. He brings it down on his chest, but he's surrounded by two Liverpool players and they steal it off of him. Ball out with Kirkes on the left-hand side. Finds Engamoa again. Down into the channel for Kirkes. His cross is blocked and will break away for Leeds. So Gruev finds Stack, but Kirkes gets there ahead of him. And Liverpool have possession midway inside the Leeds half once more. Gravenberch twists and turns away from Gruev. Finds Szoboszlai. Back to Konate. Leeds under a bit of pressure here. Plenty of players forward for Liverpool. McAllister, midway inside the half, goes right to Szoboszlai. Fairly central. He's got Chiesa outside of him. Chiesa takes a touch and then runs towards the byline. Gudmundsson sticking to him. And Gudmundsson does well to knock that out of play. It will be a throw-in for the home team, right down by the corner flag. Szoboszlai takes it short to Chiesa, who spins towards the byline, puts a good ball in, cleared away by Struijk. Picked up by Gravenberch, who goes inside to McAllister. Back with Van Dijk on the centre circle. Out left to Engamoa. Just teasing Jayden Bogle with a couple of step overs and goes inside to the blue boots of Kirkes. His pass is short and Bogle gets in and nicks it away from Gakpo, who then brings him down. And that'll be a free kick for Leeds. The side from West Yorkshire really holding firm. 88.5 minutes gone. It's not been a game of stops and starts, so it'll be interesting to see how many minutes we will get. The substitutes have also been made in clumps, so my guess would be 3 or 4 minutes perhaps currently. So Lucas Perry comes halfway outside his box to take this free kick on the right hand side. He's using all the time and sends everyone forward and hits it long towards the edge of the box for Calvert-Lewin to battle Van Dijk, but Van Dijk's header only spoons up in the air. In the second attempt he gets it away. McAllister again hoiks it into the Liverpool sky. Ball bouncing around for either side and it's hacked away by Liverpool, but Biol will just roll that back to his keeper as we enter the 90th minute here at Anfield. Perry goes long again and central, this time towards Okafor, but easy header for Konate out to Szoboszlai on the right hand side. Szoboszlai goes to Chiesa outside of him. Gudmundsson does really well to block the ball into the channel, and it bounces back off of the Italian Chiesa. And that'll be a throw-in for Leeds, who know they are nearly there. Potentially another point away from home against a side in the top four. Throw down the line, it's flicked on by Calvert-Lewin, and Okafor can sprint away from Konate on the left-hand side, enters the area, cuts it back for Stack, who shoots left-footed through a group of players. It's blocked back to him. Stack shoots again, and it's over the bar. A bit of a swipe with his right foot this time, as the fourth official gives us 6 minutes added time. 6 minutes is a lot more than I thought there would be. Chance for Liverpool to potentially steal a winner if they can. They come forward again with Gakpo on the left-hand side. Gakpo to Ngamo, who floats into the middle and finds McAllister. McAllister moves it right again to Konate. Szoboszlai down towards Chiesa, level with the edge of the area. He's going to run at Gudmundsson down towards the byline and gets towards the box and goes down. Tangle of legs, nothing given. Chris Kavanagh gives a big arm swipe out wide to suggest that there's no foul. Chiesa did get the wrong side of Gudmundsson. There's a bit of a pull on the shirt. But both players appeared to be as physical with one another. Chiesa did go down and both players tangled a bit of legs. Nothing really in that for me. 1 minute of the 6 has gone here at Anfield, and there's going to be another change for Leeds, and it's going to be Ilya Gruev to make way for Altanaka, the Japanese midfielder who did score that 96th minute equaliser in the game at Ellen Road against Liverpool. Surely not again. Forward from Perry from the goal kick. Konate with a massive header over the top of Calvert-Lewin, but it's going to go out of play for a Leeds throw on the left-hand side. Just in front of the Liverpool dugout, and Arne Slot sprints to get the ball and gives it to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson long throw up towards Calvert-Lewin, but he's just marshalled off of it, and Konate will hack it long again. Good header from Strauk, but ball bouncing around in midfield. Tanaka flicks it forward, but it will go out of play for a throw-in, which Szoboszlai takes quickly all the way back to Alisson. Alisson goes left to Van Dijk, who with speed comes forward. Finds Ngamo on the left-hand side. His ball inside to McAllister, who's going to shoot from distance. It's not been cleared, and Gakpo can get the ball to Ngamo on the edge of the area on the left-hand side. He finds Ekitike, who twists in towards goal and gets towards the byline, plays it across, and it's a last-ditch tackle from Biol. Behind for a corner. Ekitike waves his arms at the cop, wanting as much support as possible. Calm defending in the end from the Slovenian Biol. We mentioned earlier on that Liverpool only scored 1 goal in their last 95 corners. They're going to swing this one in deep, and it's headed away by James Justin. He's got great distance on that as well. And there'll be a throw-in on the left-hand side for Liverpool, midway inside the Leeds half. 94 minutes played here, 6 added on as a minimum currently. Neither side has really worked the keeper as much as they would have liked. I mean, Alisson hasn't really had to make a save at all. Lucas Perry did make a good save from distance, but one you'd expect him to make very, very frequently as Liverpool come forward again. Gakpo on the edge of the area on the left-hand side finds Ngamoa by the corner of the box, gives it back to the Dutchman. He steps in, his cross is blocked away. Liverpool have to return it to Alisson. 90 seconds left in this match. McAllister finds young Rio Ngamo again. Step overs again. Gets past his man Stack and puts a left-footed ball in towards Chiesa. cleared away by Strauch. Leeds hanging on, and that ball is going to bounce in play, and it's left to Alisson to come all the way out of his box to clear it ahead of the chasing Dominic Calvert-Lewin. His long ball finds Gakpo, central. Tanaka's back there, and with some lovely footwork spins his way out of trouble and then clips into the channel just over the top of Calvert-Lewin. He raises his arm in appreciation. 95 minutes on the clock. We're into the final minute at Anfield. Still goalless. Liverpool 0, Leeds 0. McAllister. Leeds dropping ever so deep. Finds Gravenberch halfway inside the Leeds half. He drifts to the left and plays a ball through, and it's cut out by Leeds. Still not fully clear, and this time Strauch just hacks it away up to halfway. 30 seconds remaining. Szoboszlai sprints to take the throw and finds his keeper Alisson on the halfway line. Leeds with everyone back. Alisson finds his long ball all the way to the edge of the area, but great header by Biol. Back to halfway again, and it's Alisson as we tick into the last 10 seconds. Alisson sends the ball forward towards Chiesa, who knocks it onto Engamoa, who's going to run towards the corner of the box. Engamoa finds Van Dijk on the edge. His shot is blocked by Ampadu. Slices it away into the Liverpool half. Alisson picks it up once more. Alisson goes dribbling to the left and plays it into the channel. Ends up with Konate. We're over the allotted 6 minutes now. 20 seconds added on. Szoboszlai, still we play, finds Konate. Konate to Ekitike, who's been quiet in this second half. He's on the right hand side at the corner of the box. Faces up Noah Okafor, puts the ball in, dangerous one, cleared away again by Biol, and that will be the final play of the game. Leeds United hang on to a point here at Anfield, their first clean sheets since Newcastle on the 30th of August, and I must say they thoroughly deserved their point. They've really battled away well here at Anfield. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's run of goal-scoring form comes to an end, but he only had 25 minutes, as Daniel Farke suggests that he's resting him for the big game against Man United at home on Saturday. But he did find himself with the ball in the back of the net, but disallowed for offside. Neither team really able to make any clear-cut chances in this game. Liverpool will be disappointed with the amount of saves that they forced Lucas Perry to make. There was a long shot from Szoboszlai, palmed away in the second half. But other than that, a very simple afternoon/evening for Lucas Perry in the Leeds goal. As the Leeds players make their way over to the travelling support, they will be the happier of the two sides with that point. It's now 6 unbeaten for the team from West Yorkshire, and another point in their bid for survival after coming up from the Championship last year. Liverpool will continue their run into the top 4, but will probably feel that this is 2 points dropped for them. It's the final whistle on New Year's Day in the Premier League at Anfield, and it's Liverpool 0, Leeds 0. My name is Matt Roberts. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again for another game very soon. Good night.